All right, guys. We had a request for a video about the lighted whips I had mentioned in a previous video. So there they are. As you can see, they're just 4-foot LED whips. They got like 6 different colors you can switch them to, and then a bunch of different patterns and modes and whatnot we'll go over real quickly. So as you can see, I just have the wire for these ran from underneath the seat, underneath around the box here and up and just through there. They connect like most hydraulic fittings, or even some air hose connections. You basically just there. Now they're on, they're not going anywhere. So these on Outlanders anyways, these are what I like to call a no drill installation. Your factory rack has these 2 holes here, and as you can see, the stud fits through there, and then just under there you can see the bottom of the stud, the nut, and there's a lock washer up there as well. So I have mine wired to a switch right here that only has power when keyed on. As you can see, the bottom of the switch lights up, says lighted whip, and then when you flip it on, well, you can see the whips turn on in the background too, but the top of the switch also lights up, so the whole switch is illuminated. Same thing with my light bar switch, but this episode we're talking about the whips. So as you can see, they're on. They just have a bunch of different colors you can go through, and you can change the brightness on them, make them really bright, make them just bunch of different flash patterns. You can change the speed of what they flash at, all that. But so yeah, that's that. Let's shut these off because they're kind of bright. So you don't need to wire these to a switch, okay? The remote has a power button on it, as you can see there. We'll turn them back on, as you can see. As you can see. So you don't need to wire these up to a switch. I just chose to. That way I could just shut them on and turn them on and off with a switch. When I'm out trail riding, usually I will just have them on red. Whoops. So yeah, usually I'll just leave them on red. They work pretty good as, I guess one could say, auxiliary taillights, because before I installed the mud guards, my taillights riding would just get absolutely covered. However, Wisconsin has since then made these illegal to use on public trails. Could still use them at ATV parks and stuff like that. That's the only reason why I still have them. But as far as show riding goes, can't have them anymore. So when they're not on, they just have 2 simple connections right here. There's a little rubber O-ring in there that stops any moisture or anything from getting in there. I've never had any issues. I mean, I've taken this thing in water before. Never had any issues with them not working, obviously. So I have no complaints about them. I think this set was like $150. I will leave a link in the description. Basically, I just went on Amazon and typed in LED whip, and then bought the one that was Amazon's choice. So they're actually pretty good. I have absolutely 0 complaints about them. And honestly, trail riding, I would still leave them on if they were legal. But as I stated, Wisconsin, you can't have them anymore. So that's that. Any other questions about them, just feel free to leave your question down in the comments. Like I said, I think they were about $150, and they don't need to be wired to a switch. This wire, well, there's 2 wires that come out from underneath the seat. However, I'll just show you. So those 2 wires actually go to this right here, you can see the 2 wires coming in, and then it's just 1 wire that comes off of that. It's a red and a black. You could just wire that right up to your battery if you wanted to. But as you can see, I have mine wired in with this because these are my power and signal wires for my switches, you know. So, but it's a fairly, I mean, if you were buying these, not wiring them up to a switch, you could literally have them on in, I would say 10 minutes. That would be a fair time amount. Just be aware that if you're riding with other friends that have them, especially the cheaper ones you can get off Amazon. Now, like Gorilla whips, and there's another manufacturer that makes whips too that I don't remember the name of them. Those whips are probably a bit different, but just be aware that the ones you buy off Amazon, pretty much all those remotes will work for all the whips. So if you have some buddies or friends that you're riding with that also have these whips, just keep in mind that likely they will mess with you, change the colors on them, turn them on and off on you, and stuff like that. They also have these little mounting points right here. One at the top, one right here. These ones came with a set of American flags, but trail riding, they get awfully dusty, and I just don't feel right doing that to Old Glory. So rarely, I mean, unless I'm doing like an ATV parade or something like that, the American flags, never on there. So that's the video on the whips. I wanted to get the video done about the heated grips. However, this guy here left it out in the garage all winter and don't work anymore, not even with new batteries. So I have a new one coming, should be actually here tomorrow, and then I'll be able to do a nice video about the heated grips and heated throttle. Kind of show you, I'll go through all the power settings on them and just kind of show you how fast they heat up, what they heat up to, and that's that. And then next on the block will be a video on that bad boy right there. I still do have my stock pipe, and it's literally nothing to swap it out. So we're going to be doing a comparison on, I have a decibel meter also on the way. Hopefully it's a halfway decent one, paid $120 for it. So hopefully we get a fairly accurate decibel reading on the difference between the Yoshi pipe, the stock pipe. And then also with the new infrared thermometer, as I stated in another video, I have the DynoJet PV3 for this thing. So I will be switching it back to the stock tune. And then we'll kind of go over, I'll take some side plastics off and, we'll take it for a ride, let it idle a bit, and then we'll kind of look at exhaust temperatures throughout the system. Focusing on this area here because people do say this area gets hot. Now, like I said, before the PV3, I didn't notice this area getting hot, but a lot of people have. So we're going to check out some temperatures with the stock fuel mapping in it. And then we're going to switch to the, I guess you could say altered fuel mapping, for that's, the air-fuel ratio, a little better air-fuel ratio, which would, in theory, cool down the exhaust gases because it wouldn't be running as lean. And obviously, the engine itself will run a little cooler, but we don't need an infrared thermometer for that because we got a temperature gauge on the cluster here. As soon as the performance key message goes away, you'll see it. See, there it is right there. Coolant right now is 50 degrees. So we'll also do a comparison on engine temps with stock fuel mapping and then engine temps with altered fuel mapping. And then we will be doing an overview on this rage bracket, some pros, some cons to it. And then last but not least, I don't know if this video will be out this weekend. Everything else I mentioned will be out this weekend. However, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. Maybe not. So anyways, we got 1,055 miles on this machine, and water pump seals leaking. So we got some coolant leaking out of the weep hole on the water pump. I have the new seal ordered. I ordered it from Can-Am parts guy. Luckily enough, I happen to live in Wisconsin, about an hour and a half south of Stevens Point, which, as we all know, that's where, if you order parts from Can-Am parts guy, they're coming from Stevens Point, Wisconsin. So maybe I'll fly up there tomorrow and actually get it, because it will be off. Tomorrow will be Friday, and I only work Monday through Thursday, so... but like I said, I don't know if that video will be out this weekend. However, the video on the heated grips will be, and then also the video with messing around with a little bit of DynoJet PV3, just kind of giving it a good overview on how it runs before and after tuning it. And then, like I said, also we're going to get a comparison video between the Yoshi pipe, and sorry about the mess, but stock pipe's still right there, so we'll get a video on that as well. And other than that, that's all I got for you guys this morning. I wanted to have this video out last night, but we were having some recording difficulties, so that's that. And then, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when the whips aren't off, I basically just take this wire, coil it up nicely, run some tape around it, and just set it right here. That's actually what that white tape is from, because I tried making this video last night, and I don't know. Apparently my camera just didn't like me last night. And if you guys are wondering a good place to get DynoJet PV3, look no further. Right there, hit up Les over at High Tech Power Sports, message him on Facebook, go straight to the website. Don't care how you do it, but if you're getting one, that's where you ought to get it from. So he's also supposed to be sending me some more stickers, but still waiting on them. I was actually supposed to message him, and I never did. But anyways, so we'll end this video here. I'm gonna head to work for the day. Hopefully I only got to work a few hours today, and then we can come home, and maybe the infrared thermometer will be here today. If not, it's definitely going to be here tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so as soon as it gets here, I'll get right on making that video. Thanks for watching, and like I said, stay tuned for the other videos. We're gonna take this channel some places, I guess, and do some fun stuff with it. So also got a couple rides planned. For those of you in Wisconsin, I'm sure you've either heard about or been to the Wood County ATV Park. Right about this time of year in Wisconsin is one of the best times to ride it, in my opinion. Especially if you have, sorry, trying to put the seat on one-handed. Especially if you have an XMR. And, well, there's one sitting right in front of me. So, thanks for watching. I'm sure I've said that about 5 times by now, but we're going to head to work. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.